Hey Summoners, welcome back to another Wild Rift video. My name is Nathan Ng, and today we'll be going over 10 of the best champion synergies on Wild Rift. There's endless combinations of champions that work well together, but we're going to be going over the 10 of them that we think that you should try out. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First up, we have the classic Wombo Combo team comp that's been feared in Elo's high and low for years, with Malphite in the Baron lane, Amumu in the jungle, Oriana in the mid, and rounding out with Miss Fortune and Sona in the bottom lane. You have one of the most potent teamfighting teams to ever have been created. Between Unstoppable Force, Curse of the Sad Mummy, Command Shockwave, and Crescendo, you have 4 AoE crowd control ultimates that will all set up the rest of the ultimates to be chained together. Bullet Time and Shockwave will bring all the pain necessary to wipe away the enemies if any ultimate lands. If only we could use it to wipe away my pain. I'm fine. The best part about these champions working together is that they're all relatively straightforward to play, and using their ultimate is extremely easy. You can queue up with your friends, pick this comp, and assuming you all make it to level 5, start wiping out entire teams in the blink of an eye. This comp is so storied for a reason, so if you're looking for something fun to try out, then this comp is great. Next up, we have Jin together with Nami. Jin and Nami are both powerful laners with abilities that complement each other very nicely. Nami's slows helps Jin's root, which makes for a guaranteed bubble and a dead enemy. Their laning strength is through the roof, and you can reliably start poking down enemies the moment they enter the lane. Nami's movement speed buff is also excellent for getting Jin into range to land his devastating force shot. Where this combo truly comes into its own is when Jin reaches level 5 and gains access to Curtain Call. Nami's third ability, Tidecaller's Blessing, empowers ally basic attacks and spells to deal bonus magic damage and slow the target. Because it empowers spells as well, Nami can use this on Jin when he opens up with Curtain Call. The extra damage on the first 3 shots is wonderful, and it's even nicer because it increases the damage of the 4th shot due to it dealing more damage the lower the enemy health is. Jin and Nami's kits complement each other so wonderfully and combine to create an extremely scary Dragon Lane combination. Before we move on, ProGuides is giving away tons of skin for you guys, so make sure you join our Wild Rift Discord in the description down below and subscribe to get in the running. All you have to do is click that subscription button and follow the instructions in the giveaway channel so you don't miss out. For our third champion synergy, we have Yasuo alongside Malphite. Yasuo's ultimate ability, Last Breath, allows him to blink to an airborne enemy champion, dealing physical damage and holding all airborne enemies in the area in the air. This is obviously great with any champions with knockups or knockbacks, but Malphite is truly one of the excellent combos. Malphite ult is fast and wide, which can often lead to multi-man knockups, followed up by Last Breath for a devastating CC combo. Malphite also synergizes extremely well with Yasuo as a champion. Yasuo will always be able to dash in and trade aggressively, while Malphite can just chill in his lane and scale into teamfights. Malphite is a tanky frontliner that does magic damage, which complements Yasuo's squishy physical damage DPS profile. Their ultimates flow together extremely well, and the style of play that they both possess works so well in harmony for a smooth game. Next up, we have Yasuo and Gragas. When combined with Yasuo, Gragas is basically Malphite version 2. Unstoppable Force is an extremely committal ability, so if you're scared of commitment, maybe pick up Gragas. Explosive Cast, on the other hand, can be tossed from a range and without putting Gragas in harm's way, leading to a safer ultimate Wombo Combo. Gragas can also lay down a barrel while Yasuo is ulting, and then he can follow up with a body slam, creating an even longer chain of CC and dealing tons of damage. Yasuo and Gragas can pair together as a mid and jungle combo, or if you're feeling wild, you can pair them together as a dragon lane. They're weak for the first few levels, but as soon as you have access to their ultimate abilities, every marksman player will be scared for their lives. One wrong step up and they could get barreled and ulted and one-shotted, and well, you're just gonna get dove on cooldown and it's over fast. If you're looking for an extremely fun, satisfying, and strong combo for carrying games with a duo, Gragas Yasuo is perfect. Our next synergy is between 2 scaling solo laners, Camille and Oriana. Both champions aren't the strongest early game heroes and take a few items to come online, but when paired together, they become insane from as early as level 5. Camille deals mostly physical and true damage, while Oriana deals magic damage, so their damage profiles work well together. Where they truly shine is in how their ultimates function together. Camille is the perfect ball delivery champion. Her hook shot allows her to hop into range quickly, and Hextech Ultimatum puts her directly on top of the carry and prevents them from getting away from her. Oriana can wait for Camille to engage, and then shield and then ult for an undodgeable shockwave, which when combined with Camille's precision protocol, is sure to send any poor ADC or mid laner straight into the death screen. If you want more complex champions to combine together for a magical combo, this one's for you. This kind of brings us to our question of the day. What is your favorite champion combo to play with your friends? Make sure to leave your answer in the comments down below. Now moving on. Miss Fortune is a very powerful laner and strong teamfighting carry that's super simple to play, and Seraphine has been terrorizing both the mid lane and support players with her release. When you put these two together, you get an especially fearsome dragon lane. Their bullying power is so immense, and you'll often find yourself getting forced to recall early if you come up against them.
Seraphine's third ability roots instead of slows if the enemy champion is already slowed. Miss Fortune can take advantage of this by casting Make It Rain at the same time so that Seraphine can always get the root. This means that Seraphine can use her double cast on her Q, adding to her burst. This combo makes the threat to the lane insane. You're getting poked down the entire time, and if you misstep once, you can get CC'd and then one-shot. The potential for this comp gets even better once both of them have their ultimates. Miss Fortune leads with Make It Rain into bullet time, and Seraphine follows up with her root into ultimate, guaranteeing a huge amount of bullet time, likely one-shotting whoever gets hit. Everything about their kits just flows well into each other, and they're truly terrifying in the dragon lane to fight against. Our next synergy is another bottom lane for you, Jinx and Lux. This combo is essentially a budget Caitlyn Lux, if you're even familiar with that one from League of Legends. Essentially, Jinx isn't the most powerful of laners. However, Zap does a large amount of damage, and if she can land her choppers, her all-in isn't too shabby. This is where Lux comes in. Lux just tosses light binding after light binding until one of them hits. When it does, Jinx immediately follows up with her choppers and can land a Zap for free. Lux follows up with the rest of her bursts, and Jinx can usually finish them off with her autos. If anyone escapes, which they likely won't, once Jinx and Lux have access to their ultimates, they can combine them together and snipe people down. Someone escapes about a third of their HP, land your ultimates, and they won't be running anywhere. This combo isn't meta breaking, but it takes two champions who aren't that great of a pick right now and turns them into something greater than the sum of their parts. Lots of fun and pretty good. So, either of these champions sound fun to you? Give it a go. Next up, we have two different Ashe lanes for you guys. First up, we have her paired with Seraphine, for similar reasons on how Seraphine goes nicely with Miss Fortune. Ashe's Volley is a nice long-range poke ability that helps Seraphine land her own poke, and they become an obnoxious laning duo who will often be chunking you out early. Similar to Make It Rain, the slow from Volley sets up Seraphine's root nicely, and if Ashe can get into range for her auto attacks, she can use them to set up the root nicely as well. The combo really comes online once they reach their level 5 and get their ultimates. Ashe leads with Enchanted Arrow and follows up with Volley, while Seraphine can chain her root CC, follow up with her ultimate, creating a long CC chain in which you have time to deal more damage and end their life. The combo doesn't have as much of raw damage as MF and Seraphine combo, but the extra utility from being able to begin the combo from long range makes it way easier to pull off. Our second Ashe lane for you guys is Ashe Braum. This Lordian duo has boatloads of damage and crowd control that leave your enemies absolutely begging for mercy. Typically, Braum's all-in threat is pretty low. He's insanely good in river fights, but doesn't have much potential to actively engage on people. Ashe really helps in this area. Her slows set Braum's up for easy winter bites, and Enchanted Arrow is a great way to get the fight started when you know that you can win any fights that you can take. Together, they're extremely powerful, and they can combine into a strong supportive duo who can slot into any team as carry threats, or take a backseat and be the CC machines for their top side to carry the game. If you're familiar with competitive League of Legends, you might have been around when Sona Taric bot lane was extremely popular. Often this would be paired along with strong diving bruiser like Hecarim or Olaf. Our combo for you today is Sona and Olaf. Olaf's greatest strength is that he does insane amount of damage and beats almost anybody out in melee duels. He's weak to being kited and also sometimes can be bursted down before he can even sustain. Sona, if in the game with Olaf, does a great job of helping with both of those. Spamming Song of Celerity helps Olaf get into melee range and maintain that range against opponents trying to kite him. And the constant Aria of Perseverance cast will also give him shields and heals that he needs to survive and keep on sustaining. Olaf also provides a strong and scary frontline champion that will kill your carries if ignored. Anyway, this helps draw away from Sona so she can stay alive and buff her team with impunity. If Sona isn't being one-shot, she's one of the most valuable team fighters in the game, so this combo is really potent. But there's also an honorable mention, and this one is the bomb. Ziggs is one of the worst champions on Wild Rift due to how incredibly difficult it is to land his bombs in most situations. Fortunately, we have a solution: Camille. Her hookshot into Hextech Ultimatum combo keeps an enemy in place for her team, and when you pair her with Ziggs, you turn Mega Inferno Bomb from a trivial to dodge skill shot into a lock-on nuke. Camille can engage fights with Hextech Ultimatum, and Ziggs can instantly follow up with his ultimate for some serious damage. It's also easy for Ziggs to land the rest of his combos and explosives in the zone that Camille forces the enemy champion to move around in, making him far more playable than without Camille. Their playstyles work so nicely together in the early game. Ziggs can passively farm with his bombs while Camille receives all the jungle attention, and once they both reach level 5, Ziggs can briefly dip out of the lane to throw his ultimate up to Camille for a surprise all-in. I wouldn't recommend playing Ziggs in any other situation, but when you link up with a Camille player, you can actually pull off some pretty sweet one-shots on some unsuspecting carries.
That's gonna be it for 10 of the best champion synergies. There's so many more that we could have covered, so we're really sorry you missed your favorite champion combo. We hope that you can take some of these into your next games and pick up some free wins. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you answer our question of the day in the comments down below, and we'll enter our Discord for the giveaway. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.